But also, no, not mainly so that when I download it later. Purma. Oh, the mic's on.
Hey.
Hey guys, we're just setting up at the moment. Don't mind us.
Don't worry about us, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the mic now. Goodbye.
Oh, not again, Chris, not again.
In the last episode. In the last episode of DUNNgeon, a mysterious amulet had propelled the duo out of their very plane of existence. The party arrive in a dark room, the air thick with the odor of blood rain. As they have just teleported in, they have no idea where they are. Eduardo sweeps the room for clues and discovers a disturbing aroma. This time, it wasn't him. A litany of books litter the room. The knowledge contained within it is quite charming. Within the books, a disturbing recipe is discovered. Its purpose? To liquefy flesh. Eduardo discovers a veritable cornucopia of remains in a nearby chest. He consumes all the discarded flesh at once and is bombarded by memories of familiar villains and an unknown face carrying a familiar crest. The Sigil of Balar. A clue to their location? As Winston peers through the gate, he sees a flurry of lightning and blood, along with a familiar sickening aura. As there appears to be no other way forward, the duo unlock the gate and proceed in. A baleful call enters into Winston's mind as an elven apparition appears in front of them. Winston tries to communicate with the apparition.
You're not going to hit it on, are you?
No. I'm just going to go, Mum? Is that you? Oh, no.
Remember when I had you as a child? Because I don't. Oh, shit.
We'll see what happens.
Fail, it's going to fail.
Oh, no.
Thank God.
Fresh meat!
The ghost sheds its false form and attacks the duo. As the party struggles against Uthag, an ally appears. It is Penelope. With Penelope protecting the duo, the enemy suffers a shocking defeat. In the aftermath, Penelope reveals that the amulet is a powerful magic teleportation device, capable of travelling between many portals. While Penelope dispels an illusion that was preventing the duo from leaving, Eduardo encounters a strange journal. Winston and Eduardo discover they are in Balar, and Penelope tells them to find someone named Harriet who has a bounty on her. Just before they head upstairs, Eduardo discovers the true beauty of creation, if only fleeting.
What is this?
What'd you do? What'd you make? What's this?
I'm gonna call him...
What is it?
Spellbird.
I don't know that your character is mature enough to have a child.
Shush!
Piece that you've already read.
Oh, Spellbird, no!
Oh, Spellbird! Did that just happen?
It blew up.
Winston, what? To Eduardo.
That had nothing to do with me. That'll happen on time.
I think he timed out, but I don't think Eduardo knows it.
That's what I'm saying. Eduardo doesn't know. Eduardo, you need to know something. He was never permanent.
She was here a minute ago.
You can make another one.
Spellbird back!
Jesus!
Spellbird back!
Fucking hell. Wow. Where was I? Ah, yes. The duo head upstairs to find themselves trapped once again, but this time in the storeroom of the general store. Winston spies a suspicious crate and instantly recognizes it as death fog. Its contents kill anyone who dares touch it. As Eduardo bumbles around, he draws the attention of the owner of the shop. Winston attempts to convince the proprietor that he is a traveling merchant. I don't think we'll be purchasing anything from you. I think we'll be taking our leave. Good day, sir! The shopkeeper isn't buying the story and calls over the militia guard. Luckily, this is the same militia guard, Liam, that they met earlier. As soon as Eduardo tells Liam that there is death fog in the room, Liam draws his weapon and turns on the shopkeeper. What happens next surprises everybody, including the dungeon master.
Open it now.
Oh yeah?
Jesus.
What do you think this is? Liars! Cheats! Look at this death fog box right in front of me!
Oh,
Kenneth
shit!
draws his weapons.
Oh, man. Oh!
Alright guys, it's over! Bye guys! We're finished! Oh my god! I didn't have control of the AI! I was trying to combat! Oh, that's beautiful!
If Penelope wasn't downstairs with some resurrection scrolls handy, this would have been the end of the line for the adventurers. As Penelope and Winston clean up the mess, Eduardo makes quite the acquisition, whilst expertly hiding. A storm hits and the pair are forced outside. As the duo enter the town square, they are met by a devastating storm and an unholy trinity of former acquaintances seeking vengeance. A massive fight ensues. As Winston dispatches an enemy, a cool sensation of relief flows over him, almost as if he has been absolved through combat. As the battle intensifies despite dire warnings from Winston, Eduardo ignores his explosive situation. His quite frankly well-deserved demise results in a strange visitor. The mystery visitor is later identified as a female Ziz. And this is where our adventurers are. What happens next? Find out this week on Metric's Dungeon. Oh hey! Greetings and salutations.
Hey everybody.
How good was that recap?
Oh, I fucking can't believe half the shit happened in there.
CJ Mac.
Hi J Mac.
Greetings and salutations, everybody.
Love you, bye.
Love you.
Love you, hi.
Oh. Oh, jeez. That's right. Barry's love goes both ways.
Don't think about it. So.
What? Okay, so you all saw what happened. We died.
Yeah.
Now, Metric Dunn actually told us that, he told us offline, that had Penelope not been downstairs, that was it.
Good game.
Game over, because we're both dead. So she was downstairs, obviously she heard the explosion of death fog, came back up, saved our lives.
Luckily.
Absolutely crazy. Which is amazing. So, we're going to jump into the game. After we bring in the man himself, I just need to press the button that calls him. And we might have to reset the mic up again. Because, it's fine. Ready? Let's bring him in.
Hello, Elfish. The octopod's here.
James.
Hey!
Hello, James.
Greetings and salty stations, Metric Dun. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
There we are.
I have, yeah, you know me. I keep the chat up, and I keep forgetting to turn the volume on. I always keep it on just until you say you're calling, and then I always forget to turn it off.
Don't worry, we've done many streams where we've
Every
like forgotten to unmute ourselves, so you know how it is.
It happens. It's fine.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this.
You.
Which idiot stuck a box of Deathbog in the middle? Well, I let everybody believe that it was Barry for a while, but it was me.
That was very. That I was going to say, if that wasn't mentioned, I was going to bring that up. One very delicate point was left out by the editor of this video.
Well,
grave betrayal occurred. It's very interesting that Chris didn't.
Well, that was us talking to the dungeon master, though. It wasn't relevant to Winston and Lotto's world.
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, dearie me.
I just love that the default is that you would think that you did that.
Yeah, exactly right. That's why it wasn't questioned. It's something that Eduardo would most definitely do. Stupid.
All right, so we need
he's hilariously reckless, and that's what I expected from you.
That's right. Okay, so I need to make up a sound effect for when we go small. Oh, okay, it's going to be two very different sounds. That's fine.
There it is. Time to shrink down.
The minder was to blame. Yeah, Andrew knew. Everyone knew. I just didn't say anything. I wasn't like being deceitful. I just didn't say anything.
I mentioned.
I thought it was Barry from the angle. I thought it was Barry that threw it.
What'd you do?
I was watching like 5 characters, and then all of a sudden I just hear Barry go, "Oh, Deathbog!" And then all of a sudden there's this huge explosion. I was like, it had to be him.
That's right. I think it was him, actually.
Yeah, you did think that, but you knew otherwise.
Well, roll a persuasion check.
I'll probably pass it.
Oh, I don't know. No. I've got a few bonuses with all the evidence.
The checks are going to be pretty tough.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that everybody saw that I did do it.
Yeah, that'll work against you.
Alrighty. Loading up the game. What are you doing? You're already in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to learn some stuff.
Barry, how much money do you have?
A bit.
Like,
anyway.
You have way more money than I thought you did.
What, 200 grand? It's not that much.
Chris representing the blame adorners. I like how it's not blame stormers, because you wouldn't associate that. Alright, where am I?
I'm still in love with, even though it's of my own creation, Darude Sans Stormers. I'm never gonna...
Hell yeah. So just real quick, I learned.
I'm trying to find myself.
It might take you a few years. You'll go there.
No, like, actually, where am I?
Oh,
look! Look!
Oh, what the hell?
Look!
What the hell? Hold on a sec. Let me try something out. Ready?
What's wrong? What's going on? What is happening? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on.
Hold on.
What happens if I do this?
Oh my god. Just hold on a sec. I'm going to load back in. I don't know what has happened there.
If I do one of these.
Wait.
It's me!
You're in a barrel. Are you out of the barrel?
Me! It's the barrel, of course!
I have a cloak of invisibility.
Alright. I'm just gonna load the game. I don't know how that happened. That's never ever happened. That is a weird one.
Hey,
I haven't
that was amazing.
Adjusted your... Because on my end it doesn't look like that. I haven't adjusted your character models.
Play the game like that.
I kind of really wanted to.
Oh, Jesus.
It'd be hard to do the recap, though. That may have to be included.
Right, let me know when you can see yourself.
There we go. Because I got into the game, and because it was so zoomed out, I couldn't see my head. And I'm like, where's my character?
Yeah.
There we go.
That actually totally cool. You know why? I told you I don't like to be in the game because occasionally it'll glitch out, and that it just looks like it's loaded it's lacked the body textures for you guys. That's all.
The old
because the head is an entirely different texture to everything else for some reason.
That's amazing. Hey, let me just answer a chat question. Hey, as of the great, so it's threadless.com/thegamestormers, I believe. Get you to the merch. I'd love to post it on the chat, but it'll cause the game to stop recording.
Yes. Any type of loss of focus in this game decides to ruin everything.
All I could think is when Barry just jumped out of the barrel. Then it was like, "I am the barrel who knocks." That's all I could think. It was just a bald man with. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
All right, we ready to go?
We are ready to go. We're all a bit loopy, but we're
Alrighty.
ready to go.
That's gonna be
Okay, so I know this is just gonna be a repeat of last week. I might as well just. Well, that's it. Fine. All right, if we're gonna repeat last week, let's just do this.
Okay. What's happening?
Woo! Just don't walk near that.
Not again. That's so pretty.
No. Oh no.
I've got to make sure I get all of it and don't leave any microcosms.
Oh, there's still a little bit here.
Yes, there's a little bit.
Oh my god, there is. Yeah,
There's a little bit. It's like,
bit.
hey, Bats, can you just go pick up that bucket?
Alrighty, just to be safe. Okay, so basically, you've just been in a serious fight, and you've seen what appears to be a Zis. You weren't sure. The lightning strikes were pretty quick, and there was a lot of rain. It could have been anything. You don't really know. And you hear Liam sort of yelling out to Anne, you know, "What the fuck was that thing doing here?
Oh, interesting.
What has Ferdinand got us into?"
Interesting.
Anne says, "Calm down, Liam. I'll go deal with it." And she runs off towards Ferdinand's surgery.
Interesting.
Liam turns to you and says, "Do what you have to do out here, but get into the hen's house as soon as possible. I gotta go talk to fucking Ferdinand." And he walks off. He goes in the front door.
I think he's further mad.
Yeah, he's gonna have a chat to Dirty Ferdy.
Is that Ziz still here?
I think
She's disappeared.
You saw the Zis disappear into the lightning, but you can explore the area if you want, but it's very dangerous.
$200,000.
Mate, that's just gold. Gold ain't nothing if you haven't
You can explore the area if you want, but it's
Can we go?
pretty.
Can we go shopping?
The town's pretty shut down right now, so no.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
That Dominic Wolf had some like mail plate armor in it.
It happens. I'm taking the stick at the wall.
You would know that, wouldn't you, Vass?
Nope.
Okay, so shall we go to the hen's house?
I believe so. Let's just make sure we've looted everything real quick. This is how you do it. Best water.
Just gonna check if I've got any better armor just then, whilst you loot around.
Oh, actually.
Cute little Chris wants to go shopping during a typhoon. It's the best time. It's the best time to avoid all the crowds.
I hushly whisper, but very loudly at the same time. Winston! North of town! North of town!
I've just seen where Barry's gone.
Where are you? Oh no.
North of town!
I think I'm going the right way. What have you done?
Press the Alt key.
Oh no. Are we gonna rob their store?
Now this is Dorlan and Elena's Forge, two people that have been very kind to you.
Yes. So, I think Eduardo had one of his first pangs of regret. He saw all this and he just got delighted. But, like, in the back of his mind is like, ooh, they were actually pretty nice people. Winston?
I'm just gonna like, hey Eduardo, hey, just come over here, check this out. Come on.
Winston?
Check it out. It's really cool.
What is it?
It's even better.
Better?
It's even better stuff. Come this way.
What is it?
And then we go.
Eduardo's sudden change for the good makes him feel almost divine.
He's feeling blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Jesus, Barry.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag score goal.
That is amazing. Where's my encouragement aura?
Oh my god, Winston, I just felt lit. I just felt 100.
Oh man.
With a red underline.
Eduardo's turned into a millennial.
It's happened.
Okay.
He now feels a sickening feeling in his stomach.
Oh no.
As he should.
It's that time of the month again. Oh, ooh.
All right.
Okay. Take us to the hen house.
Hen house over here.
Alrighty.
To the hen house.
The window to the hen house.
Oh, cluck.
Oh, these female chickens lay eggs.
Do you remember when Arnold, when you entered Jeez. When you entered and Arnold was like, "Oh, welcome to the hen's house, and you are our little chicks,"
That's right.
and
Yeah,
it made you
that
both so uncomfortable.
made me
Yeah,
very
yes,
uncomfortable.
I do.
That was entirely ad libbed. I was just like, "Oh, what should I say?" I was like, "Oh, let's just make it kind of
It was fantastic.
kind of
Actually.
creepy."
Very, very good.
I liked it.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
You enter the hen's house. Most of the village appears to be seeking refuge, or inside seeking protection of its sturdy walls. Ferdinand and Liam seem to be having quite argument in the back. I wrote that at 3:30 in the morning. I'm just
Oh
glad that it
God.
makes sense.
it's much more accurate than it should have been for 3 in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's
Okay,
having an
so you
argument in the
can-
morning.
Oh, just by chance. I'm a night owl.
Fuck off.
So yeah. So do you want to look around the room, or what do you want to do?
I'm just quickly glancing to the left and looking at Olaf's old stool.
Gross. Clean that up. Where is it?
Okay, let's have a look
Oh,
around
yeah.
and see if we recognize anybody.
Okay.
Do we have a glance around and see if I recall anybody? Oh, it's D'Angelo and Jetro.
D'Angelo.
Ooh. I critically
Ooh.
see
So
something.
did I. What
Oh.
the hell?
Good sights.
Nice.
Yeah,
Real
that
good.
was
Side goals.
Lunch.
okay. So Winston sees a few things. He sees D'Angelo and Jetro, and
Hello.
he knows that Mella, Arnold, and several of the militia are all eating and sort of just watching out for leaks in the roof. And Eduardo is quite perceptive. He sees quite a few things. He sees all the things that Winston just saw. He also sees Robin and Laura tending to the orphans of the village.
Everybody's here.
Oh, awesome.
He also sees an interesting group of people.
I see them.
I think we need to go
So
have a chat.
four young children and
Let's
a young woman.
let's go see what's going on over here.
Hey guys.
I see Stevette and Dickus and Biggus, and I see Octoson,
Oh,
and I
and
see Ellie. Ellie's here looking after all the kids.
that's lovely, Ellie.
That's right. I wonder if we have any octopus we can feed her.
Oh God! Not Octoson, please.
Oh yeah, that's probably a really good idea.
Actually, that's a good call. That's a good
That
call.
poor boy.
Okay, the family just seem to politely smile and continue talking amongst themselves.
Going to give them
I politely smile as well.
a. Okay, we should probably.
Stare the boy.
They
in front of
smile
his
and say thank you.
You're most welcome. Ellie Fish, what? Ellie Fish, did you see? What?
Yeah,
Is
I
Ellie
mentioned
an
it
octopus?
earlier, and I think Ellie just thought I was being a weirdo. I was like, "You might like this episode,"
eyes. Eat up. Eat
because
up.
I know Octoson missed out.
Oh.
Ah!
Critical hit.
Ah, what did
What?
you do?
I-
You critically hit Octoson in the
No, what
face.
did
with a fish.
Look at his
With
face.
the fish.
He held his face.
Eduardo, I told you
Eduardo,
you're not ready for
Eduardo,
kids.
move along quickly.
Sorry.
Ellie will tend to the children. She's obviously a lot better at it
Okay.
than you are. Oh no, oh
No, I
no.
need the two of you. This is not as ominous as the same.
So I was just like, eat it. Eat it. I just like smashed him in the face with a fish.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Okay,
Oh, you
Okay.
passed. Okay, good.
Winston, you notice nothing. You just smile and pretend not to be associated with Eduardo. It was merely a coincidence that we both arrived at the same time. Anyway, Eduardo overhears with his rather keen elf ears. Overhears Liam rather heatedly abusing Ferdinand over something. They're a threat. Something. They can't be seen here. You then see Ferdinand stand up and start to walk towards the door.
I might
As he's
check-
walking past, he says to the two of you, "Meet me at my surgery in half an hour."
Okay. I'll be there in 31 minutes.
I
Well,
say
that
I'll
sounds
be
like
there in
you.
20, but I'll be there in 45, and I
So
know this.
I'm always fashionably late.
Yeah.
He leaves.
Dodger.
You
Everyone's
see-
here. It's very exciting.
The whole
Look at the
town's
whole
here.
the whole town's here.
Wait. They're all seeking refuge. The storm is so bad that Mel has let them all seek refuge.
It's kind of a cool snapshot of how far the story's come so far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Liam seems to walk right towards another figure. The two of you... Perception rolls, please.
Ooh, oh,
Oh, sorry.
very perceptive.
Eduardo... This is interesting. This is very funny.
I mistake this table for a friend.
Exactly.
Hello,
You
bitch.
You start patting the table like, my friend, so long since I've seen you. You know.
That's right. I have a close relationship with this friend.
Eduardo's apparently keen elven eyes recognize that is Sarah, the thief that Liam arrested, the one that Winston intimidated to get the crossbow that Olaf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
After she has a rather terse conversation with Liam, she starts to move away herself and goes towards the door.
I ruined Mac's joke for him. He's like, damn it, Chris, you stepped on my joke. Chris, are you sure you don't want to claim to be a close relative or friend of the bench?
There it is.
I have to use that attempt in conversation now that I'm more persuasive.
Most definitely. And it might work, and you might get some good stuff.
So did Sarah walk past us?
She's already gone. She flew out the door. She looked very concerned.
Wish I had.
Winston.
Yes.
And
Sarah can fly.
Liam walks by and he says, as he's passing, "Don't get involved with them."
I side-eye Winston and be like, he can't be serious, can he?
Yeah.
Does he know who we are?
He's like, do you even know who I am? Shall we go have a seat in the corner? Discuss our next plans?
So, lettuce and cheese on my burger.
Oh, Hooch is here. Hey, Hooch.
Hooch the pooch!
Yes, he seems to be frolicking amongst all the tables because he's got so many friends here now.
He's a good boy.
I do stare him right in the eyes, lean in really close, and say, I know who a good boy is.
That seemed way worse than it sounds.
He responds as you can speak to animals. Is it me?
I say to him,
No.
depends.
Oh,
And I lay this in front of him.
Got a fish? Oh,
I say to Papa Dog, it's a fish.
he gobbles it
Fish.
down quickly.
it's a fish.
He doesn't even wait for the fish. He just eats it. Inhales
And
it.
then when he's done, I'm like, it's a fish.
Eduardo says, hello, sailor.
Oh boy.
Okay, so, what was all that about? I think you heard a lot more than I did. I got very confused for a second there.
Oh. Nope. I just told him he was a good boy. I just made him feel good.
But I wasn't talking about the dog.
Well,
I believe Winston was referring to the things you overheard
Yes.
Liam and Ferdinand speaking of.
Fucking hell.
it is what
You heard about something being a threat,
Yes.
and
what did
don't
you
get
hear,
involved
Eduardo?
with them. They can't be seen. That's what you heard, Eduardo. So
Winston, there may be a threat. They can't be seen. I'm not sure if that means that we shouldn't look at them or they actually are invisible.
Who said this? What's going on, Eduardo?
Liam.
About whom?
No one in particular. He just sort of exclaimed it.
I think you'll find he was talking about Ferdinand.
No. I think that's a bit silly.
Alright, I'm gonna get up and move on.
Jethro
You have to,
moves
like-
towards you.
You have to screw me for
He
information that you should be able to just ask.
He
about.
says- He says, "Hi, lads.
Yeah, sure. Well,
We returned. Well met. We returned the young lass's body. We were given a sum by the mother. She said it was for you, and so here it is."
Oh, Jetro, you were more than welcome to half of those earnings. You did do the task for us.
Well, let's say 20%.
Sold.
Yeah, yeah. He says, "Let's say 20%. Parthen pays us well enough."
Very well. Well, Eduardo definitely does not need the money. Oh, he already has all of the townspeople's money. I'd say in my mind. Eduardo was referring to Sir not appearing in this game.
The two of you can sort that out yourselves, he kind of says. He goes... And so he goes, good evening, and just walks back to his seat.
Good evening.
See ya!
Bye.
People here are so friendly.
Huh.
Alright.
So what's our plan of attack?
Well, we need to go see Ferdinand. Well, he wants us to go
It's been about 25 minutes, so it's probably about time to leave.
But,
Want to chat to anyone else?
Liam didn't want us to go see him.
You're gonna have to.
Gonna.
You're gonna have to.
Gonna.
You know that when he says no, he really means yes. Most of the time.
Not touching that one.
What's
That's
with
a
the
very
seats over
careful...
here?
What did you say, Barry?
Did you do that, Barry?
That's interesting. All right, let's leave.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe how close Barry is to seeing something, and yet hasn't seen it.
Ooh.
I feel...
Let's go check out over here for a little bit. There's a cat. Black cat.
I mentioned nothing, but I run to... Oh, no! It's already gone!
Oh, no! Did you see a body?
No, he didn't. Or did he?
Oh, no!
All right. So
That's
you're
correct,
off to...
because no one saw it except you.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's going to happen more and more.
That's it.
I have to tell you to go there first, Winston, so I can see.
All right.
This is bullshit.
So let's make our way to Ferdinand's surgery.
Andrew is amused.
Oh god, I hope they are. That's going to happen more and more. Just Barry's going to
It's a crescendo of the story.
I was hoping you could sneak around and run there.
If I could legitimately make it so that only he saw it, I would.
Yes, yeah.
That is ruinous
That'd
to
be
my
so
psyche.
funny. Oh, man. Eduardo is such a hard person to adventure with. I don't know why Winston sticks with him.
All right.
I need to absolve you.
As you enter the surgery,
Yes.
you hear a heated discussion from the operating theatre with two armed guards watching the door.
I'm glad they've got arms and I'm glad they're warm.
Oh, shit.
To your left, in the living room, you see Anne and Sarah having a terse conversation.
Hmm.
What do you seek to do? Investigate the operating theatre or talk to Anne and Sarah?
I'm drawn towards the easier of the two. I feel like Anne and Sarah might be first.
Yeah, as long as Ferdinand knows we're here. Have a chat with Sarah.
Well, why don't we just
All
yell
right.
out to him?
Huh?
Why don't we just yell out, honey, we're home. Then
Okie dokie. So,
I like that. Like, Sir not appearing in this game is Barty's fancy title.
careful. There'll be a night Sir Barty, and when he dies, all rats will come out of him. Just a sea of rats.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
so you decide to go towards Sarah and Anne?
Do we overhear what they're talking about before we approach them too close?
Yeah, well, yep. You just have to ask. You want to listen in? Go for
I
it.
have a bit of a cheeky listen. What's going on here, guys? Oh, I think I heard well for once.
there we go.
You both overhear that it's
Even though you're right
you hear
there.
sort of you sort of hear like oh, I don't like this. Oh, what are they? I didn't even know they were still on the continent. What's going on? And that's all you overhear.
Trying to crop Eduardo out.
Hold on. There we go. Get a
So-
shot.
Yeah, I know. I love how Eduardo walked right up as
He's
the
like,
roll
he's
started.
stood right next to them. Yeah,
Oh,
he plays
Eduardo.
Dishonored Nose Rat's load.
Make Eduardo, stop where you were. Stop where you were. You're at the piano.
Ooh.
Make a perception check.
Oh.
You notice that the piano is covered in dust. It hasn't been used in weeks. And it has a scratching right near the end to the right of the keys that says Ferdinand. Oh, sorry, Ferdinand and Raful.
Oh.
I feel sad. But
That's
something more
appropriate.
important catches my attention. The bookcase.
Oh,
Alright.
God, he's
I'm
robbing
just
the
gonna-
man while he's...
Just gonna let Eduardo do his thing.
Hey, Winston.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so
Greetings.
Winston, did you want to... Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just-
great.
I'm just
I
gonna-
like how I walked up to the girls and said hi to you.
Yeah, I'm
my
just gonna
traveling
go ahead
companion.
and talk to Sarah and Anne.
Fucking beautiful.
Sarah
All right.
and Anne, well met.
Sarah looks very uncomfortable around you. As you may remember, you terrified her to the point where she vomited while interrogating her at one stage.
That is true.
Anne looks somewhat relieved to see you, and she looks right at Eduardo and goes, "What are they doing here?"
Ooh, interesting. She must know something about you. Made the connection yet?
You know, Winston, Anne was already here.
Good
I
answer.
don't.
That was Anne that said that, so you're telling Anne that she was already here. Anne says, you
Played it to
fall
a
on
T.
you fall on the field of battle, and all of a sudden a bloody Zis appears. What's going on?
Oh, how weird was that? I know, right? I don't know. I was dead. I didn't do it. Roll for persuasion.
Roll for persuasion. What's your persuasion?
That's exactly
bonus?
what's happening.
Oh, man.
That's easy. Like, as you were saying it, I was already clicking it. Alright.
You actually rolled well because your bonus is shit.
Yeah.
She believes you. She believes that you don't know what happened. She believes you.
My mind is racing with thoughts of Uncle Pineapple. Uncle Catnip. My abs are
Well, you
rippling,
did
by the way.
not.
Huh?
You
My abs are
rolled.
rippling.
Yeah, you're literally grown from wood. You have like a wooden. You literally have a washboard abs. Literally, you could be used as a washboard.
That's right. That's the only reason why I keep him around, to clear my armor.
Oh yeah.
Ouch.
You need something to chop. You need a chopping board.
Lay still.
Andrew says we all believe that, because we all believe that you don't know what happened.
Okay. So, all right.
Okay.
Back to the story.
Okay, yes.
Sarah very timidly says, I doubt they would be. Very timidly says, I doubt they'd cavort with elves. Because there is, as you recall, the two of you, there is a very well-known, literal, from birth hatred of the Zis from the elves and vice versa.
But not
The
for you,
elves
you don't
kind of
feel
lived
that.
a very carefree existence of creating life and all these sorts of things, and the Zis came along and enslaved them, or at least a large portion of their population.
Okay. Okay. Well, we need to see if we can get some more information.
Yeah,
Do you want to continue your line of curious questioning?
I think so.
Okay.
So what did you guys see? I
Well,
wasn't well.
Sarah says, I was in the tavern. I only just arrived and saw them. I don't know anything.
And
And
Do I
says,
believe that?
Oh, sorry, go on.
oh, well, you saw her in the tavern, so she was there when you arrived. So that's, you can roll for, you can you can both make perception checks if you want.
Huzzah.
I'm always very
She's telling the truth.
okay.
You don't get any general sense of a lie there at all. Okay, now Anne says, all I know is you fall down and a Zis picks you up. You may not know why, but that's what happened. And all of a sudden, a female Zis is throwing around lightning and fire. They're not meant to be able to use magic.
Oh, that's good.
Ah.
Achievement unlocked. Knowledge.
Yeah. This is written by
Yes.
memory base.
Interesting.
And that's all she says.
And that Zeus disappeared pretty quickly after, didn't it?
Yeah. I
Interesting.
mean,
She throws one hand over her head and one into the air, and she goes, into a bolt of lightning. Almost like a Kramer-like.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. Gotcha. Okay.
be strange.
When's the last time either of you have seen a Zis in these parts? Or have you ever seen a Zis in these parts?
Anne responds, I've heard stories of them being around, but they were driven out more than 150 years ago.
Ah,
So you've never seen one in your lifetime?
Not until tonight.
Wow. That's significant.
yeah.
Interesting. What do you think we should do about this, guys?
You're asking two of
Asking
them?
them. Yeah, because we're on your side.
Sarah just sort of puts her hands up and just doesn't know. No, I'm not getting involved. I'm just, Ferdinand has been very nice to me and he's taught me a few things about medicine, but no, I'm not sticking around for this.
He's very
And
Just kind of like, yes, it's not any.
definitely not. Anne says, all I know is Ferdinand's entire family was wiped out by a strain of influenza that comes from them. So I don't want to get anywhere near them if I don't have to.
See.
Basically, about 25, 30 years ago, an enormous, basically like the Black Plague, wiped out most of Guelefren's population. There were hundreds of thousands of humans. They had spread rapidly after the Zis had been thrown out. They were leftover slaves. They were cannon fodder. And they built the city of Guelefren. These are all things you knew, so I'm just refreshing you.
Yeah, that's right.
And then a huge outbreak of influenza from the Zis wiped out easily 2/3 of that. Like, the city spread all the way to Balar. It was enormous. It spread through the mountains. And now it's spotty little villages with leftover infrastructure.
So yeah, that's a massive amount of death then.
Yeah. So was it a magical type of disease, or was it just something that was carried?
All they know is it was classified as a strain of influenza from them that adapted to human immunity or lack thereof.
I wonder if it was intentional.
Yeah, something, or was it just like an unhappy byproduct?
Yeah, like it wasn't an
Existing.
accident. It's like actually intentional.
Yeah.
Well, these people weren't going to know that. Is there anything we can do for you?
I don't know, man. I don't want anything to do with those Zis.
Okay, well in that case, I'm
As
going
you're-
this way.
As you're conversing, out of the corner of your eye, you see something bright yellow move towards the door
Oh.
and then disappear.
Do we both see it?
You both saw it out of the corner of your eyes. All three of the Zis seem to have disappeared
Did
out of nowhere.
anyone else see them?
You could ask, but they don't. No one else seems to be
Oh, one arm.
particularly unnerved.
I think
Okay.
you and I
Wait, all three of this is there three?
All of them are just. There were the two armed guards was this, and it appears
Oh.
you kind of heard like three little swooshes almost.
Oh, we probably shouldn't have stopped to talk to these two.
Yeah, probably not. Well,
Okay, I bid you adieu. Let's go quickly check out what happened.
I raised that bid.
This armed guards, but we didn't notice that.
You hear a familiar voice. Come in, boys. Come in. Ferdinand beckons you into the operating theatre.
Well met.
He says to you, "Well met.
And
We've had a rather serious turn of events tonight, and he takes a deep breath, kind of rubs his forehead, says, "It appears the two of you are in a little bit of trouble,
What did we do?
uh-oh.
and I only know one person that can help."
What's happened? What's the trouble? Who can help?
He clicks his fingers, and he says something in Dwarven. Beloch.
Do either of us understand what that means?
No.
I say
Poof! Oh, boys!
Parthens here. Oh.
Now, Ferdinand, this better be important. I was having dinner. Haven't seen my son in 40 years.
Oh. He seems to be in better spirits
Ferdinand.
about his son.
Yeah.
Ferdinand says, Parthen, three undead monsters attacked Winston and Eduardo in the town, and they appear to be directly connected to them, more so than they can probably understand right now. And you know that other problem we were talking about? Parthen nods,
Okay.
and he says, "Yeah, that's got to be sorted soon too." And then he goes to Parthen, "I'll let you do your business," and he walks out of the room.
See?
Parthen clicks his finger, and all the doors in the building close
Ooh.
and lock shut.
We the problem.
Hey, just completely out of the game for a split second. Everyone that's watching,
Yes.
is the audio balance correct? I just noticed that we might be capturing the desktop audio twice.
Oh,
Perhaps.
banana.
Just give us a bit of a cheeky banana and a rating, the audio balance between us and Metric Done.
banana. Or best. Rate us
Yes,
now.
banana out of cantaloupe.
Banana
Top
out
score.
of cantaloupe. That's right. Banana. Okay, we're good. That's fine.
Thank you, man.
Okay, we shall continue.
Parthen's cheery smile
Thanks.
turns rather grim.
Uh-oh.
Boys, it appears you're involved in something far greater than you currently understand.
Yes?
What do you know? What do you know of Kavar?
What do we know of Kavar?
Kavar? Yes.
Okay, basically, you know that Kavar is a being, entity. You don't know really gender or anything like that, or exact status of whether it's a deity or not. That crafted the original dwarves from stone. And Kavar's blood runs through them. So you know that he is their... that Kavar is their creator.
Andrew had a really good question to that. Question of Kavar. Fish eggs?
Kavar caviar.
Oh, God. Also, Kavar's like an Eastern European, like milk, like fermented milk, and you can get Kavar bread as well, which I just remembered. It's like this really horrible, like super dense, like all
Sounds delicious.
yeast bread. Yeah, it gives like it'll give you a fungal infection. It's so yeasty, right?
Rot.
That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, all right.
So we know all we really know is Kavar is a deity to the dwarven people.
We know what
He
Kavar.
puts his index finger up and wiggles it a little. Not quite, but close enough.
Thank you. And points to
Kavar, Kavar went to the Brathos mountain range, to the deepest, darkest depths, with the strongest of stone, and he crafted 6 perfect dwarves. He then bled his own blood into them, and they came to life.
Yeah. Kavar powered, Kavar inside.
Okay, and so he goes, and all the sins of the dwarves are his to bear. And just leaves it at that, sort of enticing you to ask more questions.
I innocently,
Oh no.
yeah,
Oh no.
and just sort of like absentmindedly ask, "Are you one, Parthen?"
Good question.
Pretty good to me. Not maybe not.
No.
Perfect. I furrow my brow and I say, "You should be."
Oh, my son, lovely. If only. Now you can both, if you'd like, run perception checks if you don't believe him. You see if he's deceiving you, but
Yeah, I
it's
want
up
to
to
run.
you.
I want to run a perception check. Just in case.
You would know with
And-
your
and you-
education.
and you, Eduardo?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
What'd you say?
I said you should know with your education.
Potentially, but I don't think it's something that even taught. Like the identity.
It appears you have a broad knowledge. Your nobility comes with a lot of knowledge, surprisingly. He appears to be telling the truth, but possibly lying by omission.
Okay.
So he does. The fact that he is not one of those dwarves is true, but something seems off.
Okay. Should we LA Noir it and press for further information?
I think so. I might try and cut through it a little bit.
Are you gonna try persuasive? I can.
No, I'm gonna just try and go straight for jugular.
Oh no.
Using my naivete. You kind of like Kavar.
He says no. No, I'm not Kavar. And you believe him. He doesn't seem, again, his tone seems, no, I'm not Kavar.
So
But
like
you
leaving
believe
it
him.
open, like not Kavar, I'm something.
Let me out.
Like
Yeah,
maybe
he
an
seems to be
aspect of
very,
Let me-
coy
let me-
about it all.
Let me persuasively try and ask him a question using my persuasion modifier.
Kavar.
Yeah, you have quite a big one, and but also he likes you a lot. So
He might be ready to spill the beans. We were good for asking about his family, connecting with him.
all right,
Yeah.
so ask
So
away.
I'm gonna ask. What should I ask? Parthen, you definitely have more power than I've seen in any other dwarf. Can you tell us where that comes from? Here we go. That's a bad roll, but it's okay. That's not a bad roll.
Pass.
Pretty bad roll. I get a plus 16.
It just runs in the family.
Oh, he's so coy.
All right, what does that mean?
How deep does it run, Parthen?
Yeah. How deep
You can
is
tell
your
us.
blood?
Here we go. Hopefully I get a better roll this time. Oh,
Oh, far out. That's a 2.
Oh, okay. He still likes this. That was a 2.
Well,
Is he
a
getting
couple of
Andros?
a couple of generations, so to speak.
Hmm.
And of what lineage is your family? I'm straight to it. He's very cheeky.
He's extremely cheeky.
Ooh, there we
That's
go.
much
That's better.
Oh,
Might get more information if we get a better roll.
seeing as I'm going to ask you a favor, right? I might. Oh, let's just say I'll spill the beans.
Oh, Parthen.
I am the first. Before I go further, the 6 dwarves were the embodiment of our virtues.
Interesting.
Perfect creations. And when they had achieved their own goals, they created mortal dwarves.
Interesting. Okay. There's like a lineage. Okay.
I am the firstborn of our virtuous fathers and an earthborn dwarf.
He's the first mortal dwarf.
He's like version.
So not quite. They created mortal dwarves, and then one of them had sex with a mortal dwarf and made him.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So he's basically Hercules.
right, and he's also must be Tasmanian.
Right? So the gods created the gods created men and then had sex with their wives. Right? In the Greek
Gotcha.
pantheon, and that's basically what happened here. They created everyday dwarves.
Yeah, I think Max
As
got it
they were
exactly right.
created by
I
Kava.
was just about to get to it, but he got to it just before me. Yeah, he
Demigod.
makes him a demigod, essentially.
Mm. So he sort of goes, I don't mean to be too cheeky, but Kavar's kind of my granddad. Sort of jokingly.
Oh, Path.
And he
Well,
goes,
you're pretty
now,
Oh, Path, and we're so
Now
happy that
that
you
I-
like us. Look at his health. 31,000.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm
he
glad
says,
he likes us.
every time you see him, he seems to be getting more and more powerful.
I
Now,
did notice that.
what you make perception rolls on that.
Okay.
But you've noticed that he seems to be sort of getting an energy off of him. I didn't mean to give you that. I'm going to halve that, but you still pass anyway, because I shouldn't have given you the bonus that... it's 20! Ding, 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 ding!
Hey.
Winston.
Oh, yeah, I got
critical.
not 20. He's going to tell me,
All right.
tell it all.
So, it appears the more that he trusts you, the more of
interesting.
himself he is inadvertently letting you see.
Revealing.
Oh,
It's like
interesting.
passively.
It doesn't appear to be
trusting us.
deliberate. It appears to be inadvertent.
Interesting.
Crazy.
So when we
Now-
first saw him, he seemed like just normal human.
Yeah.
Normal dwarf.
Now,
Sorry.
he looks you both, somehow, dead in the eyes.
That smile. I mean, he's a demigod.
He can do whatever he wants.
It's like I see it, and you see it somehow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like a 3-camera show now. You somehow see aerial views of yourself at the same time.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's so powerful.
Okay. So, Parthen looks at you both and he says, "You've unfortunately become caught up in a little escapade.
Go on.
And due to the actions of, let's just say, a friend of mine, you're in, well, frankly, mortal danger.
Oh, good.
Oh, dear.
Oh boy.
I can offer you something. However, as always, there are strings attached.
Please,
I must tell you a tale.
Please tell us your tale.
I mentioned the sins of the dwarves fall upon Kavar.
Yes.
You know that the Zis invaded and slaughtered many of my people. We had just ventured towards the surface, and we were cut down in the hundreds of thousands. They sought our resources and our knowledge of smithing. We were a young race, and we had barely mastered magic. We had mastered crafting, we had mastered the art of war and infrastructure, but we'd only just scraped magic. However, after thousands of years of war, the Zis were starting to break underground, and the heart of our civilization was at risk. One of our greatest smiths, Afnar, discovered a way to fuse great magic into weapons, jewelry, and armor. However, the magic came at a great cost.
And what is good for it?
It required a living soul.
There's a massive cost.
I am strapped for that, unfortunately.
Got the one. Wow, that's
You've
massive.
already encountered Oramel. You remember back to the ring you recovered. When you touched it, you could hear sort of a calling, almost a request or an angst to be wrapped around a finger.
Hmm.
He says, as the war raged on, these weapons became incredibly valuable, able to strike down as this and disable their magic. However, such power can only corrupt. And our king, unbeknownst to Afnar, was using our own women and children as fuel for this armory. And in doing so, cursed us all.
Corrupted everyone.
He takes a deep breath. Afnar discovered this and attempted to assassinate the king. And as punishment for his crimes, his wife and son were murdered in front of him and bound to a pair of rings that the king would wear.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
That's pretty
He
full
was
on.
hung, drawn, and quartered in a suspended field magic so that he would feel everything and relive it for decades.
That is a
Yeesh.
brutal punishment.
Once the king was satisfied he had suffered enough, about 50 years had passed and the war was sort of coming to an end,
Far out.
he discarded Afnar's remains. As Afnar slowly drifted away in agony, he heard a voice and a familiar sensation. Kavar, Afnar's creator, offered him a chance at redemption. He would be bound to Kavar's service, but given great power to undo his sins. And that is where we are today. There are 4 weapons and 2 and a ring and an amulet remaining that carry the souls of unwilling, murdered dwarves. Those rings and those weapons are what powers the undead.
Oh, there we go.
It allows them to maintain their existence well beyond its expiry. Once they are returned, Afnar will be allowed to perish, and his wife and child souls will be freed.
I don't know what happened.
That was the most distracting, like my left eye just bulged for a second.
It's somehow Pathon still maintained
Yeah.
direct eye contact with
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Direct eye contact with
Sure.
everyone.
That's right. So we need to get these weapons.
And he,
Yes.
he says, basically, you're marked men. Eduardo, you're marked because you were killed by the monolith. So you have a chance of becoming undead at any moment, he tells you. And you, Winston,
Yeah.
I don't know who in your family decided burning a mother tree was a good idea, but they did. And the besmirching smoke is all over you.
So I've been told. I didn't know about this until I met my elf companion.
If you are willing, he says to the two of you, to take on the responsibility
Fine, said Eduardo.
of, of returning these weapons to me, to Afnar, you will be given great power and protection. However, if
will my curse be
Oh,
lifted?
sorry.
It's okay. My curse be lifted? Will my...
I cannot say if it will be lifted, but it will be veiled from all those you travel with.
And
As
all
long
I
as you're
speak,
under the
and all I
protection of
speak to?
Kavar.
Yeah.
And it will be invisible. You will not. Your skin will be cleansed while you are under the protection of Kavar.
Gotcha.
He cannot say because he doesn't know if he'll succeed. He's
Gotcha.
very coy. He's not saying it may be a definite yes, but he can't say that if you're going to succeed or not. He doesn't know. No, go on. It's fine. Sorry.
I was just saying interesting that he's being so coy about it.
Yeah. He obviously thinks that this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So basically, he just says, think about it for a moment. Even if you flee Isidore, you have been tainted by her. You may be able to live out the rest of your days with no other interference. Eduardo, you may return to your bright yellow friend. Maybe he can help you. I don't know. This is a grave responsibility and should not be taken lightly.
We shall confer.
Okay.
I had a lot of trouble getting to that corner.
We're conferring over here.
It's very hard to find a space around here to confer with.
This is the conferring corner.
Yes, this is we're on a conference call.
Hey, is that how they? Is that why they call it?
I think so.
Parthen summons a glass of wine and he's just sort of sipping, pinky out and everything.
I just hushly say, sure he hears this.
I know he can hear us wherever we are, but I want the illusion of.
He just yells out, "Don't worry, putting on the privacy blockers."
I think to myself like, yeah.
Hey, look, this is an opportunity for me to clean the entire family and start afresh. Something that I probably want to take, but I want to make sure that you're in. I want to assume.
Pretty important. How do I know that we return everything and all the dead unable to keep the form that I don't die?
He's going to protect you. if that's the case, then we're good to go.
I think so. I can't see anything. You?
Let's do a.
Yeah.
As you're conversing, you hear Ferdinand yell out, "Parthen, the sedative won't hold much longer. Hurry it up."
Back over. Parthen.
Parthen.
Yes, my boys.
Boys.
Do you want to ask your question?
Hey, Parthen. Hey.
Jesus.
Hey. Parthen.
Yes, Parthen waves his fingers and the ghoul disappears. He goes, "Can't enjoy wine with a ghoul." Go on, my friend.
Thank you. So, if I could potentially become undead because of monolith death shebang, what does that mean for me if we are able to destroy, well, return all those items?
Oh, well. Kavar's blood is cleansing. It's the essence of life itself. I can't guarantee anything, but if you were to succeed, I'm sure you'd be fine.
Okay.
Cheeky.
Get cheeky for you. I like you.
Well, in that case,
So-
you have my sword.
And my
Okay.
small swords.
Well, wunderbar, my boys. Now, first of all, Eduardo, would you please lie down on the table in front of me?
Jeez, you. Okay, you were nervous about everything else, but you're like,
Parthen,
yep.
yeah, Parthen gets up and he walks to the other end of the table and he goes,
Look how comfy
Are
I
you
am.
ready? Are you ready to become an agent of Afnar?
Oh, am I?
Oh,
He leans
my
over your
God.
head. He puts his hands on your head, and then he just tickles the tips of your ears. Ooh!
Don't.
He continues to tickle. Ooh!
Stop it. Can't do anything on you.
All right, so he pulls his hands up and he goes, "Just a bit of fun, my lad."
I feel stronger already.
And then rips off your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He goes over to the bookcase and he points you towards 2 mugs of blood on the counter near all the alchemical gear. Tells you both to consume the mugs, 1 each.
Winston, can you bring mine here? I'm tied up.
Where are the money?
He looks at you. They're just on the table. The other table behind you.
Of the tip.
He looks at you, Eduardo, and he says, "Best be standing for this one."
All right, Mama. As I roll out of bed.
Andrew's like, are the mugs made of chocolate? It's a mug of blood.
Technically, okay. All right. He says, "This is it. If you take this, You agree to the covenant. You agree to return these items. Once they're returned, you will be rewarded.
Wait.
You will receive
Once they're
great
returned.
strength to, carry out the orders.
Bottoms up.
Wait,
You having some?
will this change us in any way?
Let's find out. I trust Path.
I trust him too.
Parthen says, change is always a good thing.
I think it's gonna make us
Hey.
or dead. Let's find out. Num 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 num
Cheers,
num
big
num
ears.
num. Ah.
All right.
Poison.
As it happens, Winston, you
Yes.
feel
Black Death.
a strong sensation of sort of like of shame, right?
Mm.
And acceptance flow over you. You don't feel particularly different. You feel a little lighter, a little quicker on your feet, but you don't feel really, you feel like you've had a really strong coffee. That's about it. Eduardo, on the other hand,
blood coffee.
you have just consumed basically a body part.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You are flooded with visions.
Yum yum.
You nothing hurts, but you you can't see, you go blind, and then all of a sudden, your mind is filled with images. You see a familiar pair of hands, but you don't recognize where they're from. You see them standing over like slick marble and slowly shaping them into a sort of humanoid shape. You then see those very hands cut themselves from elbow to the tip of their central finger and bleed onto these shapes.
That's Kavar.
How Kavar.
I need you to do me a favor and make a perception check right now.
Sure.
And okay, and I'm going to need you to make a memory check.
Memory.
Check them memes.
Okay. All right. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect you to make those. Okay, so the perception is those hands are elven.
Oh.
Mm.
Well and truly elven. And you have seen them before whilst on the continent of Isidore.
Okay.
You don't know where you've seen them. You've just seen them.
Is it Angry Man elf?
You mean Cavail?
Yeah, Cavail.
Oh.
Huh. That's interesting as well.
That is very interesting. Okay.
Cavail.
Cavail.
But I thought Kavar was to be. I asked
As
Path.
you,
No, I'll wait.
As you both return to the world of the living, you do feel invigorated.
So,
You feel quite adept at your current. You feel like, I feel really, really. I mean, I always feel good with a sword. I always feel good with a blade, But wow, I really feel like I cut a man's head off from 10 feet away.
See, Mac.
bye, Mac. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll catch you up in the abridged.
Oh yes.
Okay.
We've been told please to take care and not die again.
We will try our
Once
Not
per
to.
episode's enough.
All right. So, you both feel pretty fantastic right now. And you both level up.
Oh, level up.
And you appear to have received a very special gift. if you look at your talents.
Inte. Plus.
I think it's a level up again. It's in inventory there. How do we check that, good sir?
Just go to the talents panel, and there should be one in there that you didn't have before.
Is it Lone Wolf?
It is.
Look at that.
You now have
Look at
6
that.
AP.
Yeah.
Also recover 2 extra AP.
Yeah.
You have 30% more health, 30% physical and magical armor. All of your point investment has doubled on combat abilities, except for polymorph because it gives you extra points. And basically, as long as the two of you are on your own performing your task, you will have these abilities.
So we fight together and not anyone else.
Interesting. Okay. We gotta have our back.
That's a massive power up for us.
It's a huge.
Our health's now in the 1,000. Does that mean that my persuasion has been bumped up?
No, this does not affect passive abilities. It only affects your combat abilities and your health.
Okay.
Perfectly acceptable. Python giggles and
Retribution reflects damage to your attack. Well, Perseverance could be good. Perseverance restores magic armor after you recover from a person's stun. Restores physical armor after down on petrified.
That's pretty cool.
So we can actually get some stuff back.
Awesome.
That's interesting. My strength is muy caliente. I do 120% extra damage.
Gee. Hi.
How many wits do you have?
Make stuff too. Make a big.
What the fuck?
What is that?
basically everything doubles, which would seem overpowered, but as we've seen, it'll give you an edge, but it won't necessarily make you.
Yeah, like the enemies have been getting quite strong, so I think this will maybe balance us.
That's part of it. It's an issue with me and the engine. So it's as the engine won't allow me to save certain things. This is basically the only way I can give you guys a chance without making you run through chumps.
Eduardo's $209,000.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go shopping once the town comes down. Alright, so if I put wits up, we can get a higher critical chance. Yeah. So I might do that. Strength. So that my damage is now pretty good. I got 40 strength. Oh, damn.
Right.
Just my 2. Might add some perseverance.
Hey.
Nice. That's cool. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. You leveled?
Okay, my little friend.
Okay. Well, we're all
All right.
leveled up here.
Ooh.
Okay. So if you're both ready to go,
Yes.
Yep.
Parthen looks at the two of you and he goes, Now that that's done, your first task, each of you take one of these diamonds. He clicks his fingers and the flames turn off and 2 floating diamonds appear in the...
So don't worry, Eduardo would probably take it anyways.
Mm.
Okay, I'll take it.
Ooh.
They're ice cold.
I was gonna say, just kidding.
How's my hands? Because it's cold.
Yes, because it burnt you because it's ice cold.
Well, it's funny because we actually have so much cash. Like, that diamond's worth a lot. It's worth 800 gold, which
Yeah.
is stacks. But we have so much cash that it doesn't really mean anything.
It appears to feel cold and almost like it's when you touch it, it's tacky, almost like it's pulling on your fingers.
Andrew says, if Eduardo's wits double, does that give him 2 wits?
I'm still on 0. You can't double 0.
Yeah, 1-0 times 0. Okay,
All right.
so Parthen says to the two of you, the first task. I've identified an undead agent who has not completed their transformation, but is very close. His name is Porthos. He's a former militia guard here. He is working for the Silver Canaries, or he was. He's now in control of a group of them.
We've met the Silver Canaries a few times.
Yes, they were once a respectable mercenary group, but they seem to have verged into slavery, which appears to be the doing of undead. I know for a fact that the Utara are planning to siege the slavers' camp. Now, I can't just let them kill him, because he will come back more powerful than we could ever imagine.
So what do we need to do? We have to capture him?
I have to try and kill him before he completes his transformation. And then you have to smash that diamond on him.
Eduardo's bonk. Eduardo's not going to
Basically, yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm fine. See my money? Oh, poultry. Shit.
Eduardo.
Swimming in diamonds.
Hubris, my boy. It's very dangerous.
I agree.
Oh, no, thanks.
Well, it seems like we need to leave at once before this guy finishes
says-
transforming.
He says, don't worry. I can send you right there.
That's what I
Is there anything
thought.
else? Is there anything else you need before we go? Or should I say, you go?
Oh, you. I have a couple of questions, but they're not really system intensive.
What?
Like, they're not really like story sensitive.
Please go.
Parthen, what were
Mhm.
the 6 virtues of the dwarf? And in my head, I think to myself, is one of them short?
He can probably read your...
Yeah, exactly. He responds, shortness, no.
I stand there
And
wide
then
eyed.
ju- and just- Doesn't say anything else.
Eduardo, I think it's time we better head off.
A funny joke.
Now you now Eduardo, you did have some revelations in that vision. If you wanted to explore them, you can, but it's
Okay. Yeah, I might do that. You know what? If I think I know about it, I might leave it till.
Alright.
The times of the yes.
all right. So the two of you are prepared to leave.
Andrew Roberts is having a guess at sleepiness, dopiness, angriness, happiness.
Okay,
Secret seventh
if
one no
you-
one talks about.
That's great. We are ready to go. Let's
Just,
get in there.
Yeah, I may or may not be just quickly upping your gear so that you actually stand a chance.
Better level up that sword because I did level up.
Oh yeah, that I haven't even touched. I'll be very quick.
Do you like how the stuff comes off my swords? Watch the ground
I
around.
saw
me.
that
Splat.
little splatter.
Sneezy.
Sparkling out.
That. Oh, splorched.
Doc.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to keep asking questions, you can do that while I'm almost done. But
Yeah, sure. I'll ask one more. Parthen.
What's your favorite color?
Hey. So when you
Go on.
say that Kavar takes on all the sins,
Mhm.
will that have any effect on the dwarven race? Does that have any?
Kavar created us. Therefore, he is responsible for our doings. One can only carry so much of a burden before one falls. And much like dominoes, if one falls, so do the others.
Oh boy.
Darken it.
So that means that if the dwarves do too many bad things, then all the dwarves will just fall over.
Yeah, more or less. Basically, it's this sin of what happened with the soul-forged weapons, basically.
No.
Alright, so he looks at the two of you and he
Andrew
goes...
had a much better question. What is the airspeed velocity of a fully laden swallow in flight?
What is that from?
You
I don't know. I might have heard it.
It's from Monty Python.
Oh, okay. I don't know, 42. No, John. He says, you look prepared as long as you have no further questions.
I have one further question for
ready.
the DM. May I retcon a decision I just made in leveling up to add...
what do you want to do?
I want to change the perseverance thing.
Yes?
Or do I want to? I want to change the two-handed that I did into 1 point.
How many?
I just put 1 point in. Two-handed.
Okay.
To add 1 point to pyrokinetic, I think.
Okay, so you add 2 points at a time now. 1 point equals 2. So
yeah,
basically, you had 8 two-handed, you go down to 6, and you go up to 4 pyrokinetic.
Yeah, perfect. Then I can learn this new skill, which is what I should have done, but I kind of. Aha!
All right.
Intense epidemic of.
Oh, see, you can't use that. Anyway.
I know.
Enough sauce.
That requires source points. Yeah, they are. I haven't introduced them yet.
Oh, what's the source point?
You've only
I
got
got
tomatoes
I got a
so far.
steam lance as well.
Steam lance sounds all.
Yeah, that's a very special magical skill.
All I've
All right.
got is chicken.
Okay, we're ready. So we gotta
So
get a move on.
at some stage, if you two want to get in very quickly, even individually, I can actually help you redesign your characters, and we can work into the story. But if you want to make some changes,
I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm happy to let it evolve as it happens. I just
Cool.
made everyone click.
okay. Parthon starts speaking in Dwarven. It's not a Dwarven you would recognise at all. You feel very sort of. I don't know how to do it. You both feel very dizzy, very lightheaded. And
what's your favorite color? Blue? No, yellow.
Yeah.
you sort of feel like you're flying through the air.
Off to the slaver camp. Off to Pilates.
God.
Pilates.
Okay.
Community reference.
Actually, yeah, I love that. All right. So you've reached the slaver camp. The area is full of acrid smoke. And you can see the commander and her crew just ahead.
Let's do this.
Oh.
Yes.
I forget that that travel here button. Like, it looks great on the map. It doesn't actually take you there. You have to load the level as well. So every time I
that's
go
annoying.
back. All right. Okay.
Or
So
Atari
get ready to roll some. All right. You've basically appeared in the middle of a giant crew of Atara, including Commander Lenara. She yells, "What the hell just happened? What are you doing here?" Remember, this is the Utara you encountered who divulged that you were one of them.
That's right.
I hang back.
Should we try and see something persuasive, or should we just be honest?
I think. Well, what are they going to?
I think either way, it's going to be hard to believe.
Maybe play on. This is like us talking to each other in front of these. Maybe play on this is a more important than they can understand thing.
Well, we got to play on the fact that she said I'm meant to be part of the Atara.
Ah, well.
I'm here reporting for duty.
You rang, Mum.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's on you now.
Lenara, we're reporting for duty.
Right.
We want to
So
kill this
you just hit her with, "We're reporting for duty."
That's right.
Shit.
She's like, well,
Who gave you your orders? You haven't returned. You went missing. You haven't returned from your.
That is true.
You just disappeared. Where have you been?
We're here to kill slavers, and that's all that matters.
She whistles,
Wee.
and one of the basically like a and and all of a sudden, holy fire appears.
Ooh, it's toasty.
That's good.
She looks at you. You don't seem harmed.
And we're good to go.
She throws some blessed water on as well. She goes.
Steam.
She looks at you. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it. However, we need to strike now. You can come with us, but if anything goes awry, I won't hesitate to put you down.
Understood. Let's get to it.
To it.
Like, keep
Okay.
the confidence level high.
So
That's what was meant to-
she seems to walk towards the edge
She's about to break.
over here. You might want to. You might want to follow her.
Let's do it.
Right behind you. boss.
Hoorah!
Okay. So she says, "We've blocked off the path out. We have 2 boats of Atara coming off the riverway, and we intend to wipe out the camp. We've managed to spring a few leaks in some of those oil barrels up ahead. Should give us some fire for cover. And when I give the word, we'll attack."
Your plan is encouraging.
Oh, yes.
Now, 2 of you, the 2 of you hear a faint whisper. Sounds like Parthen.
We've got Parthen vision.
Light, fire, open combat.
Sense.
Now, I'm going to get the 2 of you to make perception roll. Oh. Okay, that's a pass. You can just by proxy get that, Eduardo.
Bonus pass.
Basically, light that fire and challenge him to open combat.
Let's do it.
What was his name?
So get as close as you can, Porthos.
Let's.
Get as
It'll be
close as you
Porthos.
can.
Do you have a ranged weapon? Well, we can actually.
You're full of fire.
I've got a few.
Wisdom.
I've got a
do
few fire
something.
things.
You just need to get close enough without being seen.
I just can't see.
You're gonna have to make a.
Let me just get to my skills things. I have powers in up
Winston.
there.
Green.
You got. Oh, I have Guardian. I can't actually fit it. I can't. Take that off. Use that right. I can actually do the Guardian Angel thing that everyone else does now.
Hey, awesome. I
That's
gotta
already
unlock.
No, it's already there. Just trying to find ignition. That's what I want.
Next to it.
Searing daggers. All right. Sorry, I'm ready to go.
I've looked at the screen.
Okay,
What have you got?
so
Fire.
Oh, a line of fire. Holy shit. All right. That'll do it as well. Let's
okay,
sneak
so
in.
as long as you can strike one of those barrels and
Yes.
call out his name, it should work.
What's his name again? Do we say it?
Porthos.
Porthos.
Yep.
Ready?
Hold on.
You got it? Can you
Yep.
get it from there?
One of the barrels.
Alright. And I'll run in as you do it.
Ready?
Yep, ready?
I'll
3,
give you pyrotechnic. 3,
go.
2, 1.
Porthos!
Who here calls my name? And you hear it echoing through the valley.
Heed our challenge. Come to fight if you are mighty. Uh-oh.
He walks into the flames,
Oh, he doesn't care.
right?
Yep.
And he perishes. And from the smoke
Uh-oh.
rises Porthos.
There he is.
Oh,
Hey, bud.
Oh. Whew. Got some stuff going on there.
Is he, yep, here we go.
I am more powerful than you can imagine.
Pretty good imagination, buddy.
Which is a weird defensive thing to say.
He's clearly undead.
Yeah, look at him.
Skull.
Look at that. Porthos. Actually looks like really fucking cool. That means we can use Blessed Fire and things like that on, can't we?
Yeah, it also means you failed to kill him before he could transform.
Oh. Oh, but we came straight away.
Yeah.
He walked right into the fire.
Which killed him. But that's what that's what
I know.
Gotham told us to do.
It means he might have outsmarted Parson.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's it. We're gonna take him down. Then we gotta diamond him. What'd you do?
I snuck.
Oh, interesting.
So I lead him down and I'll see if I can do something.
Nice. Well, he's got quite a bit of armor. Less magic armor,
He puts his sword to the sky, says something you can't even comprehend,
I'm gonna make it move.
Whoa!
basically. And he goes,
Oh,
10 against 1 isn't a fair fight.
Oh, shit.
And all of the Utara disappear.
oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we did challenge him.
He looks ready for a fight.
He is raring to go. Hey man, what's going on, bro?
Like quite a bit's going on.
Ooh. Ouchie!
Ay, ay, ay.
Dios, Dios! Okay, so we can hurt him with Blessed. Do you have a Blessed Oil Flask?
Oh, that'll be good. Fine. Maybe do it a little bit further away.
Shouldn't
Blessed Fire will heal when...
Blessed Fire's good for me.
Yeah.
Huh. Eat my flames!
Nom nom.
Okay, that's good, because that's helping me out. Because I've got a lot of necromancy things, but I wonder...
They will work just as effectively on him.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I wonder no more. Okay, but I need to get through his armor before I can do anything other than really hit him, can't I?
You seem to have seriously harmed him with that holy fire.
Oh, no.
Still got a lot of armor there. Let us do... Battle Stomp. See if I can set this. Anything I can do to hurt him is a good thing. Let's see if I can throw another flask. Even more blessed oil for you!
Ah, nice one.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
It's
There
starting
we
to
go.
sting.
There we go. Now there's a lot on there. I thought that's what I was trying to do. Spread it all out. So now if you can like keep the battle contained to this blessed fire. Does he have a musket? Andrew. Overwatch reference, I'm pretty sure. I think. Could be wrong. Look at that. And now you're in the holy fire. This is good. He's actually, he's flanked, he's crippled. Signed, sealed, delivered. He's yours. Oh no, not fire. Gonna get rid of the holy thing.
Flaming tongues will set Porthos on fire if he attacks Eduardo. But it shouldn't disable the holy fire.
Poisoning. And...
Eduardo, you realize this has been mentioned like a dozen times. Poison heals the undead.
No, you can't hit him with his sword.
I am absolutely.
He can if he does more damage than he does in poison.
Whoa. Get all hit.
Because that skill is it's very specific. It avoids the armor completely.
Oh, it's a musketeer reference. I actually don't understand That's. I got a bouncing shield. It's
Ooh.
a baby bouncing shield. Ooh, getting hit. I'm hit.
Gosh, there, buddy.
I'm hit.
Where is he? You went away?
Oh, where is he?
He's dead behind Eduardo.
Yes, he is. He will be dead soon. I guess he already is. Hmm. Alright. It's getting a bit of. If I walk through this hot blessed fire, is that going to heal me as I walk through it?
Should do.
Sting. What attacks? His armor's still not down yet, though. That means we can't do much of those things, can we?
No. So pretty much any stuff.
On the armor. We need to do that anyway. So magic armor he's got less of. Still, I think physical armor is the best that I can do. Here we go. What?
You can just do standard attacks if you want.
Well, I'll get
I'll
him with
do
a
a
standard attack.
Now I've just realised something.
He appears to be suffering considerably. Now he seems to be slowed. It appears that all of that holy fire is really affecting his bone structure.
Yes.
One of my weapons that I've here
Yes.
is actually a dagger.
Swap that out if you can, if you have a better weapon.
Actually, I'll deal more damage with it, even though it's poison.
Okay. So we've got him crippled, we've got him slowed. Keeping him in the holy fire is definitely helping us.
Sneaky, just walk behind him. Gets everything.
It's because our tactics were good this time.
We do.
Take him out!
So you used to have trouble finding people one level above you. He's 3 above, and I'm not helping you particularly. I'm just playing out as the story should.
I think because we're actually thinking about what to do for once.
Well, yeah, you're actually responding to tactics.
Yeah. And what a... Ooh.
Alright, that's actually.
I killed him fucking stacks. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, I think you need to switch your weapon. You healed him stacks.
That was not good. Okay.
Because he critical hit it. He critical hit with a,
Oh, man.
with a poison coated weapon.
Are you gonna bring him in? It's him!
It's you.
It's him!
He is now also, because you brought him in on the element of fire, he has a fire effect to him.
That's cool.
So cool. Yeah, he's fire branded, holy fire. Spellbird's here.
That's getting ridiculous.
What? You healed him more.
Yeah.
Why'd you
He
attack him
healed him
again?
about 200.
Why'd
You
you
can just
attack him
engine.
with that?
You can use the incarnate now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eduardo. He doesn't have any other weapons, Winston. He's
If
just
he-
got those two.
Could have taken off the poison.
Oh, he could use. He'll lose a few skills, but he does have that spear.
Well, you've now brought him back to essentially full health.
Almost got no armor though. What was annoying though is because it said it would do more damage with fire and physical than it did poison, but still somehow.
Poison shields up.
Big fight.
Oh no.
But that hurts. Oh,
Spellbird!
now we're in the fire for sure.
It's alright, I'll fix it again.
It's like no.
No, please, I insist. Well, I guess I'm just gonna lay into him because
If you can knock his magic armor off, he will be constantly damaged by the holy fire.
is he getting damaged by the... Is his magic armor getting damaged by that at the moment?
It's damaging his magic armor, but it's protecting his health. So once you get it down, he'll be on fire from that. Like he'll be on fire. So if he moves, he'll suffer damage. Now his magic armor will suffer, but not his health.
This doesn't affect allies, does it? Shouldn't.
What?
Might be on.
It shouldn't.
So I'm just doing
See,
anything that does...
it'll say whether magical armor blocks or not.
Yeah, I'm just doing anything to do magic armor damage.
If you can take off his physical armor. That wouldn't hurt either, and it would allow you to knock down and to. You've got 2 knockdown moves, and both of them can be used when he's got no physical armor.
Let's just lay into it. We need to get healed as well. What have you got?
Yes.
What'd you do? Gag order.
Which took out all of his.
Oh, dude. Well, that's great. How'd you do that? What is it?
It's just a spell called Gag Order.
That you have? Oh. That's probably temporary though, yeah? Yeah, silence for 1 turn. So now you're going to try and do as much damage as you can right now. Without your actual weapons, please.
Yeah, your intelligence isn't very high, so certain skills won't work very well. Nah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, got no.
Good,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad that he's attacking you because more I can take. Nice. Excellent dodge.
Yeah. Uncanny dodge is very.
Well, I guess
handy.
you silenced him, so he's angry at you.
Yeah.
He's crippled, so he can't move, which means if you were to get distance from him,
See if that silencing. Oh yeah. See, I can do a silencing stare on him as well now that his magic armor's down.
I only help you guys because I understand that you didn't really play a lot of the game itself,
Never
so
played
that
the
you
game.
sort of you're learning. But Barry did play a bit, so he didn't play a lot, but he did play, and I know that you haven't played any.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be too generous, but I got to be reasonable.
His physical armor's
We
still up
thank
though.
you.
Also, thank you, Otto. Right, how much does it cost for me to heal myself in terms of?
The holy fire really seems to be taking an effect on him.
Yeah. Well, let's keep the battle contained here, I guess. Hiya! Oof. It's
Nice
reflecting a
one.
bit of hit on me, but now his physical armor's gone. Let's keep him knocked down. I missed him. That's what I got. Nice. Crippled.
And every time you hit him, it heals your health
Oh, good.
to some degree because you're you got necromancy. So whatever points you've got in that is a percentage. If you've got 5 points, you get 50% of damage back to your health.
Yeah, I'm getting
Nice.
healed
If
quite
you've
nicely.
got 10, you'll get 100. If you got 20, you'll get 200%. So double the damage will always come back in healing if you
Damn.
get 20.
Andrew, at some point you're gonna have to explain the musketeers to me. Like, do you just mean the 3 musketeers? I didn't know their names.
This may do it.
Oof. Got him.
Yummy.
Quick,
Now
quickly,
you know
quickly,
you
get
know that undead get that diamond, one of you,
Ash it.
Diamond.
Pick
Ash, Arch.
Yep.
Arch.
and put it into his inventory.
Alright, I'm doing it now.
There we go.
How do I do that? Oh, yep. You got it? Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Go, go.
Trying to find the
There
diamond.
it is, right there.
Where?
Yep. There. Last one, yeah.
It's in.
Smash it on him.
Stand away, stand away, stand away. That counts. That'll count as standing. Okay. I would stand. Yeah, I would stand right back.
Hit the deck!
Who's gonna blow? I became a push.
Okay.
Boss.
All right.
Boss.
Okay. You sort of hear a screech as this whine, like almost if it's someone's having their toenails ripped out or something. And this massive.
Oh,
Oh shit. Ugh, Burst fire. Wow, okay.
he goes.
That's some stuff.
Mm.
Oh, you look at that. Look at the
As
death
that's occurring, all of the silver canaries appear to slowly die.
Oh no.
Oof.
Oh. Or everyone. What the heck?
You don't seem to have any explanation. They just seem to die.
I run up to one and try and figure out what's going
Steal their stuff.
on. Yep, there was nothing.
And then out of nowhere,
His feet turned back.
See, I can't run and steal things because I'm like filming the show.
your
I'll share.
your friends return.
Friends?
Yes, the Utara return.
Oh wow, there's Lenara's scared. up under right, north of your.
And as you hear a final screech, the ground appears to be consecrated with blessed water.
Interesting. Okay.
And then it disappears. Do you wish to investigate the body?
Yes. Let's see what happens.
Right, two of you want to search him?
All two.
Okay.
I see. Don't worry.
Winston, open his inventory.
Ooh. Interesting. So it's less than what it was.
Yeah.
I
You
retrieved.
find a clouded
Yep.
kind of diamond?
Yep. I've retrieved my diamond back. It has lost some value. Yeah. Ooh.
As you touch it, it's now hot.
Oh.
Before
Ah,
it was ice
before,
cold.
yeah.
It's now almost too hot to touch.
Too hot.
And as you touch it, you feel just like a screeching rage.
Punch water.
And then Porthos's corpse just dissolves into the ground.
Damn. Eduardo, I got my diamonds back, surprisingly.
Beautiful. Why?
It's a bit clouded and a lot hotter than it used to be. Searing hot.
Maybe it absorbed the soul of that man.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have some dinner.
Lenara runs over. What in hell's name just happened?
Excuse me, we're having some dinner?
Yeah, Lenara.
We're just like super calm about it all. Whoa, Lenara, we're just joking. We're just excited from the thrill of the battle.
What battle? What happened? All of a sudden, we were charging into the fight, and I just fell unconscious, and all of a sudden, there's a huge fire, and you're just standing there fiddling with a corpse.
What was his name again?
Porthos.
Porthos. We challenged Porthos to hand-to-hand combat, just the two of us. He, I don't know how, but he managed to make you all disappear. I don't know what magic that was. But we were able to defeat him in Blessed Fire, and he shall no longer be a threat. What is
She
it?
sort of eases up a little.
He's up. Needs a more.
Oh. That's fine.
She looks at you, Winston, and she goes,
Take off my helmet.
We're returning to we're going to return to our outpost, and I'm going to debrief you there. You're going to debrief me there.
Very well. Shall do that next episode.
Yeah, of course. I just realised what time it was too.
So cool.
Okay, so yeah, we can end it there if you want.
I think so. I think that's a good place to end it.
That's very good.
Like a nice
Sounds good to
climatic
me.
battle.
Pretty brief.
Andrew's like, what, lol. Camera. Oh, you mate.
That's it, Harry. That sounded like a combination between Lord of the Rings and Jurassic Park. Then, sort of like a.
Oh, have,
You know,
have
the
you
opening
seen
scene.
that video? Oh man,
Oh, shit.
same bad time, same bad channel. Alright, have you saved Metric Time?
Yeah, I just saved then.
Just before I quit. Ah, so good.
Hot damn.
They just press the button that makes us bigger on the screen. Bigger on the screen, man.
Well, here we are.
So good. And we will have to wrap quickly because we are a little over time. Thank you again, Andrew, and everyone who's still sticking around. Molto appreciato.
As always.
And for everyone else, even though you can't hear us, we will make an abridged version. It's Barry's turn this week. He'll slap together a bit of a story, which is cool. Thank you again, Metric Dun, for running it for us. We learned a lot this episode.
Tons, yeah.
Good.
I like that we learned about the sort of higher beings.
Yes,
Well,
I apologize for the the immense load of information.
Oh, you know,
No,
but
it's
like
really good.
even in like you know, full on TV series, there's episodes that need to happen that build the story and let us know what's happening. So yeah, no, I think we needed it. It gave us more context for what we're doing.
Definitely
But
done that well
our
around us.
characters now are feeling like they have more of a purpose than they did previously, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, most to but we've been like charged by a demigod with a purpose. So
Get it done. That's what he said. Get done.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, we better wrap it up. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us. Thank you for hosting Metric Done. We will see you next Tuesday
Tuesday.
on the GameStormers. Bye, guys.
See you then, everybody.